Can't do it either.
Gotta have it.
Well, I mean, I don't know, 1991, they had,
How much? 51,000?
it's 51,000 total.
I like the one that lasted till 1957.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Back when you and I were in diapers.
yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, they don't build
That's
them like that
replace
anymore, Jeff, you ought to know
Pump?
that.
To replace a
They don't
pump?
build them like us anymore,
To replace,
right?
Maybe that's a good thing.
And then I'll give a copy of that to Keith, and then a copy of it
We got one of the same, two of the
to,
same.
they're identical, just, I don't know if you want to sign both of them or not, it's up to you. You can't sign
This
them.
is Siri. Yeah.
No, we get two of them.
Is there two for?
Copy.
This
Okay,
is,
we'll
this
go
a
ahead.
BOGO deal.
What's
Buy one,
that?
get one.
Fine,
The
well,
BOGO.
yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and talk about the first agenda item, wastewater. I didn't do a PowerPoint because I knew that, there's not a lot of people, a lot of people not here tonight. And, plus, we want to get this through this pretty quick tonight too. So stuff I normally would be showing you on the PowerPoint, I'll show you like following. At the wastewater plant, we put new windows have been installed in the main building of the wastewater plant to help improve energy efficiency. Older aluminum windows were showing a lot of deterioration and kept the building very cold. We got 3 bids. Rosati windows were the low bid with a cost of $8,452. Those are installed, but I wanted to bring you guys up to date and let you know that it was done. RES pump, we're currently working on replacing the seal on the pump. Jack Brown and Shane Farabee are sizing the seal for proper fit. Mechanical seal is a type of seal utilized in rotating equipment such as pumps, mixers, blowers, and compressors. When a pump operates, the liquid could leak out of the pump between rotating shaft and the stationary casing. So we're going to buy a seal for that, but it has to be measured and determine what type of seal, what's the best seal for that application. So that's in the process. Currently evaluating the pump at Tape Lift Station for replacement. We're looking at that to see basically if it's needed, I'm going to need a pump replacement, or if it's just a minor repair that needs to be done to it. So we're currently doing that. Currently working on fire hydrants at the wastewater plant, new water line servicing the chemical building. What we've had is some valves break inside the building, so we need to dig down to the corporation. There was never a service valve put in so that we could shut the water off to get in to do the repair. So what we got to do is we got to dig down to the main, shut it off at the corporation, then we go and we'll splice in a new shut-off valve like you have in your front yard, and then we will do the repairs in that building. So that's being worked on right now. The wastewater plant has run some confined space 2 times at the clear well. They actually did a 3rd one today. We've been getting inside the clear well to clean it out since we're under construction and doing improvements. So we cleaned that out real good. We had to repair a chlorine line that had plugged off. We did that today at the water plant. But when we do stuff like that, we have what we call a confined space unit. We have a trailer that has confined space apparatus. It's got like a winch that you can winch people out of in case if they would be overcome by anytime you go in a confined space. You got to have that. We also go down inside and we have monitors where we monitor the oxygen levels, and then all that has to be permitted, written out, and to get inside the clear well. So we've done that several times. Also on the press at the wastewater plant, the steering cylinder and regulator was replaced on the press this week. Basically, there's on the press there's these great big wheels, and then there's this fabric material that rotates around the press, the solids. And what that does is it was out of alignment, so we had to put in a new steering cylinder to do the repair of that. So that's been completed. We're currently drain to the chlorine containment tank, down there at the wastewater plant. That'll be done here in the next week or so. We'll also be installing a new roof. Will be added to the chemical building this year. This leaves 3 roofs remaining to replace at the wastewater facility.
What is that? Which 3 is that?
There's actually, it's the, when we do the chemical building, then there's 2 other ones, one where the blowers are at, and one where we call it the blower building, and the grit building, and the chemical building.
Okay.
3 of those left. And, that leaves 3 roofs remaining, so there'll only be 2, well, actually, there'll only be 2 roofs left after we do the one this year. And R&R Contracting got a bid on that for $2,939. And I don't know if you've noticed, but all the metal roofs down there at the wastewater plant are starting to change from the old style asphalt style shingles to all metal.
Yeah, with these, can we?
That's what this will be. This will be all metal roof. Now, it's a little bit different than seamless. It's more of a barn style roof, but it still has over 30-year guarantee. So, and it does real well. We've had it on a lot of our roofs and we haven't had any problems. And then we replaced the gas detection sensor in the screening building. So that's me.
Hey, John, back up on the adding the drain to the chlorine containment tank.
Yeah.
What kind of, a drain to drain the chlorine tank, or a drain to drain the containment of a chlorine?
What it does is it is a containment tank. There's a tank and then there's a tank around the tank.
Right.
And when you do spill stuff in there, then it's hard to clean out.
Clean it back out, so I
So
can see
you
you.
put a plug in it.
Okay.
So with that way, when you want to clean it out,
Yeah.
you take the plug out and rinse it out real good. It gets all that old chlorine stuff out.
Yeah.
And you put the plug back in it, so that if you have a leak,
Mm-hmm.
the containment unit we had didn't have any way of cleaning it, and then the fumes get in there and start affecting the building, inside the building. So
I just wondered, because you just said drain it, I was thinking, well, maybe, I just was,
yeah, it's just trying to help.
yeah.
Okay, that's about all I have to talk about on wastewater, unless anyone's got any other questions. Okay, we'll get into water. I'm going to talk about plant, but we'll talk about water in general a little bit, then update on the water plant improvements. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on water distribution. Okay, we mailed out the Licking Township answers to commonly asked questions about the survey. That was done last Friday. Also met with ADR about a proposal on servicing the Licking Township area that was surveyed. We asked for a proposal on servicing that area. We talked to ADR about it.
What's ADR, please?
It is an engineering firm, much like Jobs and Henderson.
Okay.
We'll probably talk to Jobs too about this. So we'll talk to both engineering firms and see exactly what we're going to do on that. Also met with ADR on the estimated cost of a dual feed to the west side of town and to look at the capacity and height of the new WCLT tank. This could give River Oaks better water pressure. You know, we're talking about putting in a new tank at WCLT. Okay, and then we're also talking about putting a dual feed into the west side of town. Those 2 projects, we kind of want to do a preliminary survey to see is if we put a new tank in, are we going to be high enough in the future that we could possibly backfeed into River Oaks, give them higher water pressure that they don't have now, and then also would we have the ability to feed Lemar Heights area, Misty Meadows, and that. So you're prepared. Like, I'm not saying that we would do it, but if we're prepared, then that way would be, if we're putting a tank up anyway, we might as well be able to service the largest amount of area that we can service.
Right.
So that's kind of what this study would be about. And it'll give us cost estimates, and then we take those cost estimates. I mean, I already had estimates on the way I figured it, but I'd kind of like an engineer to look at it too, to see if he feels the same way I do. So that way, when we budget for the future, we know the amount of money that's going to be needed to do the job.
Do it right.
So that's what 1 and 2 is about there. And then I talked about the confined space entry, the clean existing clear well inspection, We had the wastewater guys come in with confined space, and then the water plant employees actually did the work down inside the tank. And like I say, when we're working inside a tank like that, we have to be harnessed off, we have to have a rope on us, we have to have the ability to get them out quick in case of, they go down or we have any problems like that. So the water and wastewater kind of work together on that project. While we were down inside the clear well, we replaced all the operating pins on the valving inside the tank. Because you could take the clear well and valve certain sections of it off. Like if you just want to pump out of this section, you can. If you want to pump out of that section, you can. So the valves that operate that over a period of time with a lot of chlorine and stuff in there, the pins that operate the valve had gotten in bad shape. So we replaced those pins with stainless steel pins so that they wouldn't get. Also, we are currently replacing one of the sludge lagoon pumps. We have a trade-in policy with a pump company. I can't think of the pump company's name. Anyway, what we do is we take the old pump and we trade it in, and then they give us a new pump for that. They give us so much for the old pump. And it's kind of a trade-off thing. So we're getting ready to do that. Update on water plant improvements. The bridge and gear reduction system have been completed by Kirk Brothers. That's all. Everything's done on that. We had the manufacturer of the clarifier unit come in and fine tune everything inside the clarifier to make sure that everything was lined up right, so that when we turn the gear reduction systems on and everything, and so everything's perpendicular and plumb the way it's supposed to be. So we have a good guarantee on that. Also, the new high service pumps are set in place and waiting on electricians to install the VFDs. VFDs are called variable frequency drives. VFD on clarifier drives are currently being installed right now. So we have VFDs on the pump, VFDs on the drive units of the clarifiers. And VFDs are variable frequency drives, is a type of adjustable speed drive used in electromechanical drive system. A VFD is an energy efficient technology that saves on electrical costs. So that will be included in on the upgrade of the high service pumps. That pretty much covers water and updates on the water plant improvements. Talk a little bit about water distribution. We're in the process of servicing and repairing fire hydrants at this time. These are hydrants that have either been hit over the winter time. That Cletus mentioned, we saw one on Keller Drive that was leaning. That one's been taken off and they're in the process of repairing that, and then they'll take that back out there and replace it. Currently working on backflow compliance, commercial and industrial accounts. John has a list of, John Appleman, the distribution chief, we make sure that those backflow preventions are serviced every year. He has software, and he sends out notices to people, and then they have to have them serviced, and then the plumbers send that information back into us to make sure, and then we check it off that it's been serviced for the year. So he's working on a lot of that work right now. We're also working on vehicle maintenance, oil changes, truck washes, electrical system checks, just general maintenance inside of vehicles and inside of the maintenance garage. They're also checking on inventory. After this long winter, we've had several main breaks and that kind of stuff. We're inventorying all of the curb boxes, clamps, MX shoes, piping, and we're restocking everything now that's been diminished over the winter. So that's another thing that's currently. We went ahead and insulated the distribution garage extension. Was completed R&R construction, completed the job, and it cost us $6,681. So the lean-to portion of the distribution building is being insulated. We've been doing a little bit every year and trying to get that thing finished off. What's really nice about that is in the wintertime, especially the winters that we've been having, we don't have equipment that we use on main breaks set outside. We can actually get it above freezing, and so when we have a main break, we can go down there, all the equipment we know is warm and ready to start up. It helps, just makes things so much easier. That's the installation process. Then we have an old heating unit that was in the existing building. We're going to move that heat because we don't use it. It really is they put too many heaters in that building, so we're gonna take one of the heaters out of there and put it in a new building and install that to save a little bit of money on heat, you know, so we don't have to buy another heater, all that, so that's in the process. We had several customer service lines were shut off in the last month due to freezing of their pipes and so forth. So we were busy doing a lot of calls, going outside and shutting water off so people could do repairs to the piping. I don't know how many of those last month. I also ordered new safety equipment, new hard hats, safety vests, liners for the hats. I know the mayor's on me all the time about the guys not having hard hats on. Basically, I got all new hard hats, I got all new vests, so that they could see those. And then I told them if I don't see a hard hat or a vest on them when they're on the main break, I'm gonna write them up. So, we'll see how that goes. I might be right. And then this week we're hydrant flushing in Southgate. It's not the best time to be doing that.
Say, it's a little early for that kind of
It's a
stuff.
little cold. John wanted to get started on it early. So this week we will be hydrant flushing hydrants in the Southgate area. We may get some calls on low pressure in that area. Also, when we flush hydrants in that Southgate area, for some reason, it has a tendency to discolor the water a little bit. Everything's safe on that aspect. I mean, it's not bad to drink or anything, but what it will do is if you happen to be running washer and you get some iron that's broke loose in the mains, sometimes it can affect your washer load.
Just give them John's cell phone.
So anyway,
They're gonna wait for a bit later in the week, I mean, you still got temperatures in the
30.
highs in the low
I-
thirties.
I know, I'm hoping that, you know, I told him, I said, if any way, if it was gonna go on a road and it's gonna freeze, I said, I
Right.
don't want you to do it.
Thursday, Friday, high 57, both those days, but you're talking low mid-30s tomorrow and Wednesday.
I don't know if they flushed any today or not. I haven't. So we'll just have to do it in a short period of time, or we'll have to extend it another week. I don't know. We don't have any delinquent accounts this month, so we didn't.
Did you check out about that other, were we right? Have we already done that, or did you check on that, or?
This is the way it is.
Okay,
It's been sent in.
okay.
Okay, to get, now, you know, I think there was some mix-up maybe between the new clerk and the old clerk, and maybe we didn't get it quite the way we wanted it to, but it's already been sent into the auditor and it's completed. So from now on, we'll make sure that we get back on the same page where we're at. So I don't know what exactly happened, but I know Denise was new, and I know Linda was on her way out, and she wanted to get out.
Yeah.
So, you know, we might have had a lapse in communication between the two clerks or something.
As long as it got put on, I just didn't want the two, you know,
Oh, no,
not
it
ever
got put
get,
on. It got
you
put
know,
on.
not get put on, you know, that was the main thing.
Yeah, it got put on.
Okay.
Okay, does anyone have any questions about anything that I talked about?
Oh, the new windows that you put in, the Rosati windows, do they come out and like measure and custom fit them and all that stuff and
Yeah. See,
everything?
that's where I couldn't, you know, there's a lot of people that couldn't compete with that. I know we talked to two other companies, and they were, basically, we kind of skipped the middleman with Rosati because they manufacture their own.
Yeah,
windows.
their own.
The other companies, they buy them off of other people, so they were way high. I mean,
Yeah.
the other bids I got were over $11,000 on that exact same window. And we got them for $8,000.
And installed and everything.
So installed and everything.
That's good.
They did a really good job. They came in 2 days, they had all the windows put in, all the old windows torn out. And man, you can tell a difference just already.
Yeah.
I mean, those aluminum windows, oh Lord. So I think it's gonna be a big improvement.
Who was on our construction?
They're a company that they do a lot of pole barn work. You know,
Local? Heath company?
they're local. I don't know if they're Heath or like St. Louisville or something like that.
Just so you're doing Roof work.
We've done, I mean, they've done a lot of work for us. We've been happy with their work. They're very reasonable. I mean, I've never had anyone come close to them on pricing.
Just trying to make sure you're keeping them honest. make
Yeah,
sure-
yeah, all that. No, they're, I mean, they've always done us a good job.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, you know, we can, a lot of times I'll double check and make sure, but,
What is it?
you know, you think about a whole roof
Oh,
being
that
put on for
bracket
$6,000.
You was that you were going, so you
That's
did all
not
that.
terrible. That's pretty good.
And just the standings.
Okay, just curious.
Other than that, guys, I don't have a whole lot else to talk
Wow,
about.
this is
Might be a new record.
awesome.
Pretty close. Okay.
I'll try to make up for it next time.
Yeah,
But,
you always will.
yeah. I'll do
Anything else, folks? Before we wrap up this 23-minute service committee meeting here.
That's fast.
Proud of you, John.
That's the fastest for me.
Fastest long time. Adjourned. Good job.
Kent probably doesn't
You
mind
had
something
Sean
like that
that
either, do you?